Hello and welcome, Arsenal members, to our third and final members Q&A of the season. Today we are joined by Beth Mead and Caitlin Ford. We've been collecting your questions, so I guess let's dive straight into them. Let's start with the Arsenal-based questions. So this came in from quite a few people. Beth, will come to you first. What's been your favourite game or moment of this season and why?
But I think my one's probably not what people will expect, but I think I really enjoyed playing the Chelsea game at home. I mean, it did end at 1-1. I think they scored the world's flukiest goal, but I just enjoyed the game. I think it was a good atmosphere. I mean, obviously fans weren't there, but I think we played some good football, probably some of our best football all season. So that's probably one of my games that I would remember more. I know we've won games by a lot of goals and whatever, but I think against big teams like that, when you play well, it feels pretty good.
Caitlin?
That actually was a good game, but I think the feeling of an exciting game was one of our last ones against Everton to secure that Champions League spot. I think when Kim had that penalty, to be fair, the game to play in wasn't fun or enjoyable at all. No. But that moment when Kim scored and we secured that spot, it was just a feeling. I don't think we really had that throughout the whole season. So, yeah, I guess I'll go with that one.
And either of you have a favourite goal from this season, perhaps?
I found this on the web. Oh, Siri wants to answer.
I think going back to, I mean, it wasn't the world's best goal, but I think going off what Caitlin just said, probably Kim's penalty. Like, it just had so much meaning behind it, and it was such an important goal for us as a team. So, it was a penalty, but yeah, I would probably say that one just because of the behind it, I guess, instead of how fantastic it looked. Even though it was a pretty good penalty, she put it top bin. So
yeah, couldn't have done that. So
no.
I can't really think of many of other goals that were crazy good. I feel like we've just had so many games and there's been so many goals, you just kind of forget about some of the ones that have happened. But I feel there's been some worldies. Beth scored a
great cross.
Yeah, no, they're goals though. They're hard to
look good. It's whether you mean them or not.
But no one knows. So.
No one will ever know.
Brilliant. A few people have asked, what do you love most about playing together? Do you have a favourite kind of game from playing together? What do you enjoy about each other's game?
I mean, my probably favourite game with Caitlin is probably the Everton game just before Christmas. I think Caitlin played as a 9, and I mean, I always love playing with Caitlin. I think me and Caitlin are players that just work hard for the team, and we've kind of know we've got each other's back if we're going to make a mistake. So I think, I mean, I would trust Caitlin in front of goal or behind me if she wanted to defend. So, the Everton game was a pretty enjoyable game. I think we just seemed to work off each other well and just kind of get it right that game. The home one, not the away one.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think, when we're both on the wings, it's kind of hard to connect and play off each other. Obviously, crosses when they come, but it's very rare that we get to link passes or combined. So I think the couple games I did play in the 9, I'm a lot closer. So yeah, we can really do that. I think our last game as well. This last time we just played against Crystal Palace was similar as well. To combined, and as she said, we would just cover each other and work, and I think it's nice to have the freedom as well. With Beth's in the 9, obviously she can play that position and I can go out on the wing, whatever. It saves your legs a bit defensively, so that's nice.
It's always a nice thing, yeah.
Absolutely. No, there's been some absolutely amazing games this season, and I'm not surprised there's kind of too many goals to count, especially after Sunday. We've got a question here from Emma, which is for both of you. So would you rather win the World Cup for England and Australia or win the Champions League with Arsenal? Beth, we'll go to you first.
I feel like they're both like ultimate dreams, aren't they? Like for domestic and international. I think you've probably got to say on a world stage. I think for me, a World Cup, you'd love to win a World Cup for your country. But I mean, I'd also dream of winning a Champions League. But I think a World Cup just probably tips it, as it's more worldwide than just kind of Europe.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree. Obviously, you have to get into the Champions League to be in the running, but a World Cup only comes every 4 years. And obviously, yeah, the whole world's watching. And I think for me, if we were to do that, it would change football in Australia. So, and for you guys in England as well, it would just obviously not only change football for the country, but our lives as well. So, yeah, I mean, but I'll take a Champions League as well. So,
we'll be greedy.
Yeah. If not both, but we both can't win the World Cup, so.
Very true. At one point we can, just.
Yeah. We'll have to win first because
here she goes. Here she goes. Come on then.
Brilliant. We've had a question from Summer here, and she said, I'm 9 years old and I've played for a boys team since I was 6. Have you guys ever played with a boys team? What was your experience like, and what advice would you give to young girls who are playing in boys teams?
Yeah, I started off with the boys when I was 9 to about, I think it was like 13. And I think it was really good for my development, obviously, playing against the boys. It was very competitive and you almost had to prove yourself. And, I think that's something we had to learn early on, and it drove me through to my success, to always wanting to prove myself. And that started, obviously, against the boys, to earn their respect in a way, to play in their team and actually enjoy having you in their team, because initially, when they see a girl coming, they don't think that. So it's something you have to earn.
Yeah, I played for a boys team too. I think I was 6 till 10. I think the cut-off age was 10 when I was younger, so it wasn't a long time to be able to play with boys. But I 100% agree with what Caitlin said. Like, it helped me with my development and probably helped me be a better footballer beyond my years because of the physicality even at that age. Like, it made me toughen up and it made me have to be a little bit sharper or whatever. I played in quite a rough league in terms of the area where it was played, so I got laughed at a lot when I used to play, but I guess when I was a kid I didn't really care. It just spurred me on more, and I had the respect of my teammates, and that's all I needed at the time. And playing in the game and maybe scoring a couple past them, then I earned my respect for them players and even their parents, because sometimes it was that petty. But I am thankful for that experience. It probably made me the player I am today.
Great answers. Moving on to post-football a little bit. Emma has asked, she said, I hope you keep playing football for many years yet, but when the days come to hang up your boots, are you planning on still working within football? And if so, in what capacity? Or do you have plans outside of football?
I think for me, I don't see myself staying in football as a coach or anything like that. I don't really enjoy that too much, but I say that now, things could change. I think, if anything, I did a little bit in media stuff when I was injured, which I quite enjoyed. But besides that, I only recently started studying, but it's probably not something I want to go into. I think I have 2 friends that are in the fireys, which are firefighters, and their job just looks really cool, and I think I could see myself doing that, but it's not something I could start until I finish. So, as I said, still hopefully more years, so things could change.
For me, I mean, when I was I would still probably love to do it now. I always wanted to be a policewoman. But I really do love the side of like analysis and punditry stuff in football. And I mean, unfortunately, before Corona hit, I was due to do that for the Man City Arsenal men's game. So I guess that would have been like a taster to whether I would have liked it or that was a fit for me. Yeah. So I'm still waiting on that one, but at the moment in my head, that's something that I would like to do. So I guess until I've experienced it, I can't really say whether I go into it or not.
Absolutely. Going back to football a little bit, who would you say the most difficult player that you've come up against is?
Ever or in the league?
Let's go ever in your career so far.
I mean, Lucy Bronze is a pretty tough player to play against when you're a winger. I've played actually against Caitlin when Caitlin's been a fullback before. We had a fun game against each other.
You wouldn't say I was the hardest, so I was probably one of the easiest.
No, she should have got a red card about 10 minutes in, David.
To be fair, I got put left back. I hadn't played there in a very long time. I used to be a right back, but they put me on the left. And I was up against Beth, who's obviously very quick, so I had to make a couple of fouls for the team. One was probably a penalty, but the ref was on our side, and I got no yellow cards, so I had a great game.
You could have given her 2 penalties in that game, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could have. As you could see by that game, I was a bit behind.
So, yeah, you meant to be.
Sure
well, I did myself a favour. It got me out of that position, so I haven't been back there.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was purely tactical, Caitlin.
Yeah, tactical. Yeah, it was. So they'd never put her there again.
Yeah.
Clever girl.
So, back to the question, I would say I agree with Beth with Lucy. I think when we played them up at City, it was a difficult game for us in general, but yeah, she's just a fullback that gets forward and then gets back and is powerful and strong, and yeah, it's just a big challenge when you play against her.
Yeah, absolutely. Lee's asked, are you excited for the fans to return and to sing your chants again?
I've never heard my chant.
Caitlin didn't have one.
No, I don't even know if I have one. So I'm extremely excited. I think I had my first game, a couple of fans there, but then after that it was quickly changed. So I haven't really got to experience that. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks, I guess, in terms of how long Caitlin's been with us now, and she's literally had no fans at games hardly. So, yeah, I'm excited for them to come back. I think we've missed them a little bit this season, you know, even in games where it's been a little bit tougher and they sometimes help you get through. Obviously, our fans are always amazing. They're quite loud, you know, you miss Maria singing a song or two. So, no, I'll be very excited. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything's fine again and we can get them there again next season.
Yeah, absolutely. The sooner the better, I think. We've got a couple here about your teammates. So Kiara's asked, if you could live as another teammate for a day, who would you choose?
Oh,
I actually don't know. Mine would probably actually want to be Kim, just because I feel like she does so much or has so much to do. I would love to know what she does and how much, because I feel like her day is just packed.
Yeah, I would thought Kim, but then I either think like maybe Leah or Jordan. I feel like they like to live a rock and roll lifestyle, whether they're going. Well, Leah's just been off to the Brits, so maybe I'll say Leah. She seems to have quite a nice lifestyle in terms of things that she goes to or whatever she gets up to.
And I guess kind of down the same path, which player do you think would have the best reality TV show? So if there was a TV show created just about them and their life, who would have the craziest TV show?
I don't think craziest, but I think Jordan would have the funniest.
Oh yeah, Jordan, 100%. She'd have her own. She'd be like the Truman Show.
Especially with Blue as well now.
Yeah. Jordan would be a funny one, actually, yeah. I was going to say Lydia as well. I'm pretty sure Lydia would keep you entertained throughout the day, doing something, whether she's being wild or just stupid, whatever it may be.
And her outfits,
and their outfits speak for themselves, yeah.
Brilliant. We've got a couple here just on lockdown and the season we've had, the fact that we haven't had fans, and Charlotte's asked, how have you found this season, given how different and difficult it's been? I guess we're at the end now of a long season from what started in Spain, I guess.
Yeah, I think going back to the fan thing, I think it's been a tough season just not having fans in the background. I think quite a few girls were talking about the Chelsea-Leicester final the other day, how emotional it was just to see fans there. Like, I think as footballers this year, we actually have realised how important fans can be. And I think they've been just a big miss this season, whether it's been an atmosphere or, like, even the Tottenham game, like, Caitlin got to play Tottenham in the big stadium, like, it's amazing. But obviously we were there when it was 38,000 people and people are booing me when I'm going to take a corner, like. It's just a little bit different. It just adds that little bit of something and makes it a little bit more special. I think the hardest thing probably is being fans, not being there.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, this season is how I know it. So it's like normal for me. I don't really know any different. But I've heard a lot of things, and like Beth said, that game, all the girls were speaking about, you know, how good that game was, and obviously it was really good just to play in that stadium as well. But on top of that, to have that many fans, it would have been, you know, does make it special. And I think as well, even with like goal celebrations and stuff like that, there's no fans